Faith is the head chemist of the mind. It is the state of mind that may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. Hill describes faith as the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. Many people struggle with the concept of faith because they view it as something mystical or religious, but in the context of personal development, it is a purely pragmatic tool. You must believe in your ability to achieve your goal before you can ever hold it in your hand. This is the act of seeing the invisible and believing in the intangible. When you have faith, you are not waiting for external proof. You are creating the internal reality that eventually demands external manifestation. Doubt, conversely, is the greatest destroyer of success. Doubt causes you to hesitate, and hesitation is the precursor to failure. To build this faith, you must practice constant mental reinforcement. You are the architect of your own belief system. By refusing to entertain thoughts of failure, and by surrounding your mind with the certainty of your success, you effectively tune your mental frequency to a state of absolute expectation. This is not about being unrealistic. It is about recognizing that your perception of your own capability dictates the boundaries of your results. If you believe your goal is possible, your brain begins to solve the problems necessary to reach it.
If faith is the belief, then autosuggestion is the method of installation. Your subconscious mind is a fertile garden, and it will grow whatever seeds you plant, whether they are weeds of fear or the flowers of achievement. You are currently the result of your past thoughts, habits, and the environmental influences you have allowed into your consciousness. Autosuggestion is the intentional process of taking control of this input. By repeating positive, purpose-driven affirmations, you are essentially rewriting the operating system of your mind. You must understand that the subconscious mind does not discriminate. It works just as hard to create failure as it does to create success, based on the instructions you give it. This is why you must be vigilant about your self-talk. When you articulate your goals in the present tense, with emotion and conviction, you are bypassing the critical gatekeeper of your conscious mind and planting those directives directly into your subconscious. This is a daily process, not a one-time event. You must engage in this process morning and night, creating a cycle of mental conditioning that keeps your focus laser sharp. As you continue this, your subconscious mind begins to influence your every action, decision, and reaction, aligning your behavior with your desires without you even having to consciously force it. It becomes your most powerful, automated asset.
Knowledge is power, but it is only potential power. To turn that potential into kinetic energy, it must be organized into definite plans of action and directed through practical application. Napoleon Hill distinguishes between general knowledge and specialized knowledge. A person may be highly educated in broad terms, but fail to achieve wealth because they lack the specific, narrow expertise required for their particular endeavor. You must identify the specific skills, information, and connections needed to realize your obsession and set out to acquire them with the same intensity you applied to your desire. However, knowledge alone is static. It requires the spark of imagination to become innovative. Imagination is the workshop of the mind, where the ideas that exist in the form of impulses are shaped into plans of action. It is the ability to combine old ideas into new forms, to look at the landscape of your industry and see gaps that others have missed. Your imagination is limited only by your willingness to use it. When you combine specialized knowledge with a disciplined, vibrant imagination, you become a creator rather than a follower. You stop competing in the marketplace and start defining the terms of your own success. This is where you transform the what of your goal into the how of your strategy.
Success is rarely the result of a gentle wish or a casual aspiration. It is the manifestation of an all-consuming, singular obsession. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill posits that the starting point of all achievement is the cultivation of a burning desire. This is not merely wanting something. It is the act of anchoring your entire existence to a specific goal, to the point where your mind, body, and spirit are aligned in total pursuit of that objective. When you have a vague wish, you are susceptible to the tides of circumstance and the opinions of others. You might pursue a goal until a minor obstacle arises, at which point you retreat, rationalizing your failure. However, when you possess a burning desire, you do not accept the possibility of defeat. You create a psychological environment where the target is not just desired, but inevitable. This level of intensity forces you to look for opportunities where others see dead ends. You begin to notice resources, people, and paths that were always there but remained invisible to a passive observer. This principle requires you to define your goal with absolute clarity and to emotionally commit to it. It is the fuel that powers every other principle in this success cycle. Without this foundational heat, the machinery of achievement simply cannot start. You must be willing to burn your bridges behind you, leaving only one path forward, the path to your target.
Even the most brilliant desire, backed by faith and knowledge, will fail if it lacks a concrete strategy. This is where the triumvirate of organized planning, decision, and persistence comes into play. Organized planning is the roadmap. It is the creation of a step-by-step process that breaks your ultimate goal into manageable, actionable milestones. A plan is not written in stone. It is a fluid document that you adjust as you gain more information and experience. Once your plan is in place, you must exercise the power of decision. Procrastination is a death trap for success. Successful people make decisions quickly and change their minds slowly, if at all. They do not allow the opinions of the public or the fear of failure to paralyze their forward motion. Finally, there is the indispensable quality of persistence. The road to any significant achievement is paved with temporary obstacles and discouraging setbacks. Persistence is the willpower that keeps you moving when your emotions are telling you to quit. It is the grit, the refusal to surrender, and the commitment to stay on the path until the goal is reached. Without these three pillars, a plan, a decisive action, and the endurance to keep going, you are merely a dreamer. With them, you are a strategist, an executor, and a winner.
No one achieves greatness in isolation. The principle of the mastermind, the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people in a spirit of harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose, is the secret behind most major fortunes. When you align your mind with others, you create a third, superior intelligence that is greater than the sum of its parts. You gain access to insights, resources, and perspectives that you could never attain alone. But this networking must be done with intentionality. Seek out those who are as committed to your growth as you are. Complementary to this is the mystery of sex transmutation. Hill suggests that the most potent form of human energy is the creative drive. When this energy is redirected, or transmuted, from purely physical expression into professional or intellectual pursuits, it produces a high level of genius. This is about emotional and physical discipline, taking the most intense desires we possess and channeling that sheer force into our work, our projects, and our vision. By mastering your impulses and directing them toward your burning desire, you unlock a level of focus and productivity that is virtually untouchable. You are no longer just working. You are vibrating at a frequency of high-level creation.
Your brain is not just a biological organ. It is a mental broadcasting and receiving station. It functions similarly to a radio, picking up the vibrations of thought from the universe and transmitting your own thoughts into the environment. When you have mastered the previous principles, you effectively sharpen this receiver. The subconscious mind acts as the storage facility for all your experiences and beliefs, but it also serves as the communication link between your finite mind and the infinite intelligence of the universe. By maintaining a state of high emotional intensity, you increase the speed at which your brain broadcasts your desires. You must treat your mind with the same care you would a high-precision instrument. Protect it from negative input, cleanse it of limiting beliefs, and constantly feed it with the fuel of high-level ambition. When you understand that your thoughts are real, measurable impulses that influence the world around you, you stop treating your mental state as an afterthought.
You begin to curate your environment, your reading material, and your social circle because you know that everything you encounter is a vibration that influences your own broadcast. You are effectively tuning your internal station to the frequency of abundance, and the universe will always mirror that output back to you.
Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Napoleon Hill's timeless masterpiece. If you found value in this breakdown, I invite you to join our community here at Right Mindset. We are dedicated to providing the high-level strategies you need to master your reality. Please like this video to help others find this content, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. Most importantly, click the bell icon to get notified every time we release a new guide to success. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. Your journey to absolute success starts with a single step. Start by leaving a comment below with which of these 13 principles you are committing to master this week. I will be reading your responses, so let's get to work. Until next time, stay focused and keep building your legacy.